So, one of the last things that you saw me kind of do was to sit on the couch and talk about the book SOS Titanic that I am going to be reading. And I'm actually supposed to start that today. Today's Wednesday. I am just so frustrated because it's like, not entirely frustrated, like it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, I filmed like an outro for the what's it called, for that very day that you saw me wearing the red shirt, and that was on Monday. Yeah, so I did film an outro for that, and like I don't know, the footage is like AWOL. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened to the footage, and it's just gone. So yeah, I'm actually thinking of picking out a few more books because I'm just like getting into that environment. I am in New York right now, of wanting to read more because my semester is almost over, which means my degree is almost wrapped up at an Ivy, which is so cool to me. Yeah, so I have like the last stretch of school to go through, and yeah, like I just I feel like after this is all over, I just kind of want to get into reading a little bit more. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pick some books out today. I do have a class. Today is Wednesday. Yesterday, I should just show you a screenshot of my schedule. Oh my god. Okay, this is a horrible kind of, I was trying to cross off my job because I didn't want people to really know where I'm working, you know, and I'm just making it worse. Yeah. So yeah, yesterday, which was Tuesday, oh my gosh, it's just like, it's a whirlwind. I couldn't even go to sleep until like, I don't know, 1:30. I was looking up things like, the house that Cedric Diggory was in, because I was like, oh my gosh, he must be in Gryffindor. That's why Harry Potter liked him so much. And then I saw he was wearing a yellow shirt, and it wasn't the yellow golden kind of, you know, Gryffindor shirt. It was like Hufflepuff. I was like, what? Any hoosies. Yeah, so my schedule yesterday was from like 6 a.m. to 10 I worked, and then from 10 to 12 I had class, and then 12:30 to 4:30 I worked, and then from 4:30 to 6:50 I had another class. 7 to 8 I had internship meeting and things of that nature, you know, and then 8:30 to 11 p.m. I had another class, and I had a presentation in that class as well. So that's what my schedule looks like, or looked like, for yesterday. It's just intense. Super, super intense. It's really funny. My sister, one of my sisters, she sent me a GIF, not like a GIF. I don't know, how do you guys say it? GIF? Like Jiffy peanut butter? Or GIF, like a gift. Anyway, she sent me the GIF of Anthony Michael Hall, like, kind of crying. And I think it's so funny. Oh, dang it. I'm trying to, like, block her stuff. So, like, this is what it is. Like, with the coffee makers broken. Oh, my God. That is so funny. I was like, I kind of feel for you, man. Like, I get it. Like, coffee is the poo, and yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I'm not laughing at her, but fortunately she had like instant coffee, so that's really good. Yeah, that GIF is still running. That GIF is still running. I don't know how people say it. I don't know. I think I'm just used to saying GIF. I don't know. I should ask my brother. I'm actually speaking to him right now through Facebook Messenger. I don't know. It's like that's like one of the only ways that he actually communicates is through that. So I'm like, okay. But yeah, I love my brother. Speaking to him is the best. And he actually has this song that he just kind of like, in a sense, is like, it kind of like came through by mistake, because like I just know that he's listening to the song, but it's called Free Fall by Oliver Tree and Weathen. Oh my god, that's gonna be my summer song unless I find something else. But yeah, that song is so fun. It's like awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna pick out another book that I kind of want to put on my TBR for the following week. I'm really going to try to finish Titanic this week. Yeah, it just sucks. I filmed an outro and everything, and I ramble on. Alrighty, so now I have class in like 10 minutes or so. It's like an immigrant health class where we're looking at things like global health, immigrant policies here in the US, and you know, the repercussions of that. Also looking at mental health and things of that nature. So yeah, that's the class that I'm gonna be enjoying for the next couple of hours. I totally love classes like this because it's like I feel like I can totally relate to them. Having an immigrant background, being an immigrant. Okay, so I just closed the blinds and turned on the my little Edison fairy lights. Let me show you an up close look at that. You'll see these a lot in my videos. I just love them. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn off some of these lights because, you know, it gets really dark here when night time comes. And whatchamacallit, it gets really dark here, so here's the darkness. Yeah, like that dark. And yeah, since my Zoom meetings are pretty much over, I'm kind of turning off just some of the lights, and I'm gonna just pretty much pick the books that I want to add to my collection. I'm just gonna look at them real quick. So I'm at one of my favorite spots in the apartment. It's this bookshelf here. I have so many books on here. I don't know, you know, there are some national bestsellers, there's some fiction, there's some even cookbooks over here. I have this one called The Silver Plate Cookbook. Yeah, I have an array of books, and by no means is it like you know, a grand collection or anything like that, but I am trying to get a few more books on my TBR for the following week. And I don't know, I am thinking this one's Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert. I don't know if he's actually French. I should look that up, actually. Yeah, so this is a really beautiful edition of that. Let me find out real quick, you guys. This is me, like, yeah, France. So, Gustave Flaubert. I would think that would be Flaubert, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that might be a little bit too heavy for me right now. Let's see what else we have. Alright, besides Mr. Flaubert, beautiful name, we can always read Les Miserables by Hugo. Oh my gosh, Mitch Albom is definitely one of my faves. I have For One More Day here, and a wonderful hardcover of The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. This kind of actually does feel like a summary book, to be very honest, because look at this, like, Ferris wheel here. I might keep this as an option. Fluff my pillow. And then I have a Twilight section and a Divergent section. I'll talk more about those books when I do get a chance. I have read Twilight, and I read it actually over the summer a few years ago, and I definitely would like to talk about my experience with that. Let's see. How to Read Literature Like a Professor. That was like a summer reading for me, and a long time ago. Okay, so that will be coming up to about like 200 pages or so. Ooh, politically correct bedtime stories. I'm gonna hold on to that one too. I feel like we have a whole aesthetic going on here with the red. Let's see. I'm gonna look into the other bookshelf. Well, you guys already know this space here with the Charmed picture over here. This is like my Billy bookcase. It's so, I love this against the wallpaper. It's red, glass encased. I put some puck lights in so that way it can shine on whenever I need it to, because this corner kind of gets a little dark. Okay, so let me see here. In this little section here, I do have a few Nicholas Sparks as well. Ender's Game, that does sound fun. And then, of course, Orwell and his 1984. So I'm gonna grab these two. Things are toppling. Oh my gosh. And then I have, oh my gosh, it looks like I'm hiding something, but I have more books back there. Yeah, no, I'm not hiding anything. But yeah, these are just like kind of that is so funny. It seems like I'm hiding. I'm ashamed to have these books. It's just that in New York, you kind of have to, like, you know, take the space where you can get it. The Choice, it does feel like a summary book. That's Nicholas Sparks again. Sparks, oh my gosh, Spark. And then James Patterson, Sam's Letters to Jennifer. So I have a few options here that I can totally read the next week. Wouldn't that be great if I could just like try to read at least 2 of these? My hair is in the way. So sorry about that. It's not a snake. Yeah, so those are some books. I'm gonna get back to you on which one I like. Alright, so we have a few options. We have George Orwell's 1984. And we all know, I don't know if nobody, like, everybody should kind of know what this has to deal with. It's like, you know, Big Brother, government surveillance. It's kind of like really just pervasively bad and negative utopia. Yeah, the back doesn't really give you much as to like what exactly the book is, but yeah, it's just a society where it seems like there's always this kind of surveillance, and I'm sure there will be like a paranoia kind of aspect to it too. Oh, this guy's old. Orwellian. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So we do have 1984. I don't know if this is considered too summary. I have no idea like what the the setting will be. So that's I think I'm gonna take this one off and put it back inside the bookshelf. Now, Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. This is, I guess, a YA, like, you know. I'm just gonna read the back for you guys. So, once again, the Earth is under attack. Alien buggers are poised for a final assault. The arrival of the human species depends on a military genius who can defeat the buggers. But who? Ender Wiggin, brilliant, ruthless, cunning, a tactical and strategic master, and a child. Recruited for military training by the world government, and Anders, that's what I was going to say, Ender's childhood ends the moment he enters his new home, Battle School. Among the elite recruits, Ender proves himself to be a genius among geniuses. In simulated war games, he excels. Okay. But is the pressure and loneliness taking its toll on Ender? Simulations are one thing. How will Ender perform in real combat situations? After all, Battle School is just a game, right? So this kind of does sound like very summary, because it's like it has to deal with kind of like, you know, simulation, and as like kind of like that feeling of like what's his name, the director Steven Spielberg. He always, like, he usually has like children in his movies and his works. So I kind of have a Steven Spielberg summer blockbuster kind of feel from this. So I'm gonna definitely hold on to this as a contender. Yeah, when you think about it, like Jurassic Park, there are kids involved. E.T., kids involved. Super 8, kids involved. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about that project on Netflix, Stranger Things, but I'm sure it's very Steven Spielberg-esque, you know. So yeah, a lot of his things are like, they have like, you know, a children aspect to it. Okay, so politically correct bedtime stories, modern tales of our life and times. Now this one here, there's no, okay, there's nothing with the back. It's like completely just like reviews. So I'm just gonna read you the little cover here for the flip thing. I don't know what you call this, the book cover. The book cover summary. Once upon a time in the olden days, heavy-set middle-aged men would would congregate in their elitist clubs, sit in overstuffed leather chairs, smoke air-choking cigars, and pitch story ideas and plots to each other. Problem was, these stories, many of which found their way into the general social this is where I feel like, oh, it's like my, like, right brain, left brain, from America, not from America, immigrant self. It sounds like somebody snoring. But yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, like I just say certain things differently, like economics, developing, like photography, like it's just things like that. The language is like so, it's tricky sometimes. But anyway, forgive me for the ramble on. Where was I? So, problem was, these stories, many of which found their way into the general social consciousness, reflected the way in which these men lived and saw their world. That is, the stories were sexist, discriminatory, unfair, culturally biased, and in general demeaning to witches, animals, goblins, and fairies everywhere. Finally, after centuries of these abusive tales, which have been handed down unknowingly from one male-biased generation to the next, James Finn Garner, I wonder if that's the name of the author. Yeah, it is. Has taken it upon himself. That's right, yet another man. I was just about to say that. It's like he's a male author. To enlighten and liberate these classic bedtime stories and retell them in a way that is much more in keeping with the society in which we live today. Ooh. So that sounds really fun. And this is like super thin, as you can see. So that'll be like a little short read. I think I'm gonna definitely read this. So this one's 79 pages, so I could do this in a day. So like I don't know exactly what category this falls under. Seems like it's like very adult, you know. So this is a 1994 published book, so that is definitely coming through. I really think I want to read Ender's Game here, so we'll see. What else? Oh my gosh, this one. Okay, I think I'm gonna save this for like the beginning of September. It just has this like cold atmosphere kind of feeling. This James Patterson, Sam's Letters to Jennifer. I read this in high school, so I have read this one. And I have not read Ender's Game, 1984, nor the Politically Correct Bedtime Stories. But yeah, this one is just so, it's really moving and beautiful, and it was just so, it was romantic at the same time from what I recall, but I don't really remember much of the story, so that's why I would like to reread this. But I think I might do this in a setting where it's where the temperature is starting to go down a little bit, because we just had like, we're still kind of in a heat wave here in New York City, but yeah, it's a little bit too hot, I feel, to read that, and I kind of want to be like all cozy and, you know, I'm comfortable when reading that again, because it kind of just gives me the Lake House vibes, Sandra Bullock, you know, while you're sleeping, those kind of cold Chicagoan, that's not a real word, vibes. So yeah, so I'm keeping politically correct, as I said. So this one is the How to Read Literature Like a Professor. Okay, yeah, this is giving me kind of like not dark academics per se, but academia vibe. So I think I might save this for like maybe like the end of August or something. So we'll come back to that then. And then this very last one, I think I want to read this, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. I did read this as well, like in high school, and I really enjoyed it. They even have like a movie with Jon Voight, I believe. And yeah, this story was really beautiful. This person, he just basically just he's just kind of learning like the existentialist kind of questions that people pose, and he's getting answers about, you know, what really matters, kind of like the meaning of life in a sense. So yeah, this it's really like a poignant, what a weird word. And yeah, I love this author, Mitch Albom. He's like one of my favorites. He's the one who did Tuesdays with Morrie. If you've ever read that or seen the movie, it's so good. I definitely recommend that one. And yeah, and I think I can get through, I don't know, that's a lot. Oops, that's a lot of books. Yeah, and it has like this kind of like carnival pier setting to it too, and it just kind of reminds me of The Little Princess a little bit too. I don't know, I'll try to give some more analysis and details about it as soon as I start reading it, because it has been years since I've done this, so since I've read this book. So yeah, I had mentioned earlier that there's this kind of like Ferris wheel here, so yeah, I'm excited for that. So those are the 3 books that I have on my list for now. Please let me know if you've read any of these, and we can definitely, you know, talk about them.